Zhizhang. She is a producer and co-director in this movie.
I'm the director of this movie, Dedication.
The movie is about Doctor Qin Zhizhang. He's the hero of the movie. And he had a very difficult life, a lot of ups and downs in his life. And the main narrative thread of the movie is that Dr. Qin and his students, the whole medical team, went into the mountain area and treated local people there. And suddenly a disease, a very serious epidemic, broke out. And then at the same time, he was facing a very difficult decision, either to make his son, Qin Zhizhang, his successor, or his student, Huang Yikun, his successor. And then his son a little bit eager for fame and fortune, but his student is excellent and unselfish. So in the end, he risks his own life. He tried a new medicine made from local herbs collected from the mountain on himself, and then he saved the whole village. And then the theme of the movie is like the Zhang medicine belongs to all people, not only the Qin family. And just one more tip. Zhang is the minority nationality in China, in Guangxi province. Okay, so it's a local thing. The hero of the movie Dedication is called Qin Zhizhang, and Zhang is the minority nationality in China. And Qin Zhizhang is from a Zhang medical family, That's why today, all the actresses, actors, director, producer, translator, we are all wearing the traditional Zhang costumes. So Zhang people, we want to show the people in the rest of the world what the Zhang local culture is, how Zhang people look like. And it's really great honor for us to come to Sedona International Film Festival, and 10 people in the team traveled all the way to come here with all these costumes. So you can see how we feel, how we want to show our Chinese traditional culture to the world. Okay, the Chinese government has chosen top 30 excellent doctors with 60-year experience in medical industry, and the government give their title National Medical Masters. And normally, traditionally, these very famous excellent doctors would choose their own sons or daughters to be their successors.
爸，我做错了什么？
你干得很好。
那您为什么要给厅里打这个报告？为什么要让黄义坤来替代我这个学术继承人？爸，我是您的亲生儿子。
But there's one exception. The real person, there's a real person, real doctor called Ben. Ben chose his student instead of his own child to be his successor, and which, challenged traditional Chinese culture a lot. And also, he is excellent in medicine, and he is very, very nice to his patients. When he meets poor people, he doesn't charge people. He even gives money to these people.
来，这个拿去检药。啊，
用不得，我不要。
哎，
我不要，我不要。
阿宝，拿着，拿着，啊，拿着。
Help them financially, and which greatly moved us. And he himself lives a very simple life.
So this movie was inspired by a real person and a real story.
Yes, by a real person. This movie was inspired by a real person, by his own story. His story moved us. That's why we made this movie, to show the audience the Chinese culture, the traditional Chinese medicine, especially in Zhuang, the nationality, the minority nationality in Guangxi province, which is in southern China.
Will this movie signify any changes in the Chinese culture?
The changes of any Chinese culture？ 这个电影反映了什么中国文化的变化吗？
壮一
As I said, traditionally, people, very successful, important people, they will choose their own children to have their money, have their career, have their, companies, whatever. But in this movie, this person is very unselfish. He chooses the people who is really good. Okay, he chooses his student who is really good, excellent in this industry to be his successor. That really challenged our traditional church culture. That's a great change. There are a lot of changes recent years in China, including this. And we are hoping the story of this real person represented by our movie can change the traditional Chinese culture in some way.
In China now, movie progressed very fast and come into the second big market in the world, just after your country, Hollywood. Last year we got more than 17 billions of ticket box, and the number of the film is more than 700. But most of them the budget is very lower, so most of us must work hard. And I insisted the working hard would make better film and make whole the area grow faster. So I think a little film is worthy. And the name the film dedication is a very, very little film, but
low cost.
Low cost. It's very low
film.
cost film, but we can to show a great 应该怎么说，就是我们的感受，就是或者说认识。
Our recognition.
你帮我把这句话翻译，就最后这句话，就是说我们虽然是一个很低制作的影片，但是我们要展示一种很伟大的情感。
Although, can I add one thing? Although it's a very low-cost movie, but we want to show the great Chinese culture. We want people to know our feelings about this great doctor. This gentleman here is the director of the movie, and his name is Zhao Ningyu. Okay, do you want to ask his experience in making this movie?
Yes.
谈谈你在制作这个电影的经历。And maybe the filmmaking in China， 中国的电影制作方面的都可以，和这个电影的制作。
And then the Zhuang nationality minorities is the second big group in China. The first is Han nationality is all of us.
Yeah.
But Zhuang is the wire and habits is very different from Han. Looks like old actors. The wire is so different from us in ordinary life. And this doctor is always alive now. Is more than 95 years old, and very strong. For he working hard the whole life, and we working hard too to make this movie. For there is very beautiful. The environment is very beautiful, and the human being is very kind. But on south of China, there is little white and hot, so many of us have illness, including me. It's very heavy. But after the hard work, we got this film and go to Sedona. It's honor, and we are very happy.
Would this be a social commentary movie?
就是美国有很多制作的电影是跟时事嘛有关的嘛然后反映现在的一些事情。在中国，我们也会拍一种这种电影，反映当前发生的一些事情。
会啊，
你觉得会？
会。
然后呢？会举例子吗？
举例子，比如说像什么？很多。
I think in count most of Chinese movie is to show the society. In the 700s, film more than half is talking about society now in China.
我爹被县保安队刘队长带走3天了，一点音信都没有。张哥，你能行吗？
事情到这一步，试试吧。哎！干什么？我来打听一下我师傅。找你师傅上山来干嘛？滚！
我爹是活神仙，他来给县长太太看病的。
活神仙？你爹都快成死神仙了。县长太太的病情如何？如何？马上验尸了。那就是说还有一口气。滚！实力禀告县长，我是专程前来给县长太太问诊的。看人了！你谁呀？我叫秦之壮。你可想明白了，太太就剩最后一口气了，救活了。你家神仙也活了，救不活，你跟神仙一块儿死，知道吗？请您带路。
我们拍摄这个电影呢，一方面是给中国观众有很多不了解壮族的壮医的，希望给大家看，也希望呢把我们的壮医以及壮药还有壮族的这种文化精神传递给世界各地，也希望把壮乡的这种美景给世界各地的观众，让大家了解中国。
So we're making traditional Chinese movies to show the traditional Chinese culture both to the Chinese audience and to the audience in the rest of the world. In this movie, you can know about the Chinese medicine, it's about science. You can know the Chinese doctor. You can see beautiful views in Guangxi province, which is very different from other areas in China. You know, China is huge. So different people living in different areas probably are not familiar with other provinces. And Guangxi province is in a very southern area. So this movie can show the audience in other areas about the Zhuang culture in this area. It's beautiful scenery. Also, we can make the people in the rest of the world to see China. At least a part of China. Part of China. Because China is huge. We have different cultures in different areas. Very different sceneries too. 我们觉得就是世界上其他地方的这个也很接受我们的电影嘛，我们的文化嘛。
正好他来介绍，因为咱们得过2次奖了已经。
哦，好。我想呢，我们的电影还是深受世界各地观众的喜欢的。我们在以前呢去过英国，然后呢参加过英国伦敦的东方国际电影节，然后并且呢在英国的伦敦的国王学院进行了我们的海外的一个首映式。在海外首映式上呢，很多的英国观众看到我们电影之后呢，都感觉非常好，而且呢觉得里面的风景特别漂亮，特别呢也觉得我们的中国的壮族的这种音乐，民族音乐深受世界各地观众的喜欢。同时呢，我们在2011年也来到过美国，参加过洛杉矶的中美电影节，在中美电影节上也进行了展映。然后洛杉矶的观众看到了之后呢，对于壮乡的美景以及壮族的这样一个非常动听的音乐也是非常喜欢的。希望这一次把我们的电影带到塞多纳国际电影节呢，我们塞多纳的观众也能够喜欢。
So this movie has been shown in London in a movie festival called Oriental 东方电影节是吗？
对。
Oriental Movie Festival, and it was very popular there. And it was shown in the King's College in London, and people there really liked the movie, especially liked the music in the movie. And also, we sent the movie to the Sino-American Festival in Los Angeles. It's the same. The audience really liked it. So we are hoping people in Sedona Film Festival will like our film. We want to show our Chinese culture, our great view to the rest of the world.
What's next for you, and what's next for you?
You mean the future plan?
In the future.
Okay. 对，下一步你们打算拍什么电影？每个人都有什么样的计划
My plan is to Tibet to make a new film named 80,000 Miles. For is I wrote it. I wrote it.
So,
Yeah. 我的电影呢，现在在筹备的一部是反映，现在社会上，大学生毕业之后，然后求职过程当中发生的一些事情，就是一个现代题材的爱情故事片，是我自己选择的。
大学生
的，对，现在毕业了以后找工作啊，然后在找工作的过程当中的一个抉择，这些故事。
And her next movie is about the graduate students who just graduate from colleges and how they are going to find their jobs and how their lives are. It's a modern movie. That's her next plan. I translated the film Dedication, and obviously a lot of people here like it. I heard that the first showing, all the tickets were sold out. So that inspired me to translate my next movie, maybe more movies in the future. And also, I'm a university teacher. I teach television programs in English in China. I teach English in business. So when I go back to China, I will tell my students what happened here. My university is called Communication University of China, and most people there major in filmmaking, television programs, making different majors. And I'm very lucky to tell you that all three of us graduated from, one mistake. The director and the producer, they all graduated from the University of China, and I'm a teacher in Communication University of China. When I go back to China, I'm going to tell my students about America, about the Sedona Film Festival, about dedication, and I really want this to inspire my students to make better movies, excellent movies in the future. I think that's a bigger plan than my own plan. Just translating, I want to inspire my students to be successful in film industry, in media industry in the future, because education is the future for the country and for the world and for the whole human being, mankind. That's my plan in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sedona.
Thank you, Sedona.
Thank you, Sedona. I'll come again.
Yes, I love you, Sedona.
Yeah.
I love Sedona very much.
Sedona,
Please
love you.
enjoy our movie,
Love you,
Dedication.
Yes, what's
Thank you,
more?
Sedona. I'm here.
Sedona.
对，我爱你，塞多纳。
Thank you, Sedona. I love you, Sedona.
This is a musician.